morning friends, this is Jnaneshwar Shinde and welcome to our channel Shinde's Chemistry Mastermind. Okay, now I come with this first year chemistry video. The thermodynamics is in a very important chapter. So here in thermodynamics we have some expected questions from NEET as well as in IIT examinations. So here keeping in this we have to know the basic concepts of thermodynamics. So already you know in thermodynamics, so here thermo means heat and dynamics means flow or movement. So overall this is the thermodynamics, the branch of chemistry which deals with the heat and the other form of the heats, okay, and the flow of heat we can discuss in this chapter. So here the thermodynamic is nothing but a flow of heat and the physical and chemical processes related to heat, energy and energy other functions. So all these are come under thermodynamics. So thermodynamics is very important chapter as per physics. Chemical equilibrium is concerned. In physics, some of the topics will be covered, and in the second year also we have some concepts which are based on thermodynamics. So let's see, friend, what is thermodynamics. In thermodynamics, we generally study about systems. Okay, so what do you mean by system? So system is a functional part, okay, or a thermodynamic unit which is taken for the consideration for the experiment. So it is called system. So here in universe, okay, system plus surroundings made a universe. In universe, system occupy very small part and which to be chosen for the experiment of thermodynamic. Okay, and the rest part, okay, excluding the system, is called surrounding. So here in universe is, okay, have the component system and surrounding. So system is nothing but whatever you take, okay, if you take a beaker and take a solution in that, so that is also a thermodynamic system. Or you take a machine or else anything, so which is, okay, taken for the consideration of experiment, it should be a system. Okay, and the rest part, okay, around the system is called surrounding. So in universe, what we have? System and surrounding. So here for the system, after that we come to types of system. In types of system we have open system, okay, closed system and insulated system. Open, closed and insulated. So here why this classification is there? So here energy and matter. So in thermodynamic system, so energy which is come from surroundings or which releases from system, or matter which is come from surrounding or releases from system to surrounding. So based on that, so systems are classified into three categories. Okay, open system, closed system and insulated system. So here it is very easy to understand that in open system, what it is, here take an empty vessel, okay, take some liquid solution here, so take a water, okay, and there give a temperature to this, okay. So here the boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade, right? So now when we heat the water, automatically water convert into water vapor, okay, water become water vapor. So what happened from this system, okay, matter exchanges. What exchanges? Matter exchanges. After some time what happens? Okay, we stop the temperature, giving temperature, okay, that energy, okay, enters into system, it again, okay, leave the system. It means energy entering into the system and leave the system. After some time, this water become cool. Okay, why the water become cool? Why? Because heat or energy, okay, exchanges from system to surroundings. So here in open system, okay, the walls and containers are open, so that there will be change or exchange of energy and matter in this system, and it is called open system. So it is very easy, and it is, okay, understand that energy and matter, it both are, okay, exchange, okay, in the system and out of the system. So here in closed system, the system is closed but not insulated. System is closed but not insulated. So here, okay, now the energy, okay, enters the system and leaves the system. It means energy only, okay, exchange, but the matter not exchanges. Okay, here for this example, if you take a vessel and you keep a plate on that vessel, what happens when you heat that vessel, and then automatically water get water vapor, and then it condenses, and then automatically that water drops are remains in this system only. So here energy is, okay, transfers from system to surroundings, but here matter does not exchange from system to surrounding. So this type of, okay, system is called closed system. Whereas in insulated system, here perforated, okay, these walls are there. So due to these walls, thick walls, insulated walls, there will be no exchange of heat or matter, okay, into the system or from out of the system. So here the matter and energy does not exchange, okay, so that this type of system is called, okay, insulated system. What do you call this? Insulated system. So insulated system, this is example for adiabatic process. In adiabatic process, what is the delta V is equal to, okay, in adiabatic process, delta H, it means heat is remains constant. Heat is remains constant. So that in adiabatic process, insulated system is taken. So insulated system, the walls are very thick, so that, okay, heat is not evolved or observed, okay, from surroundings. So there will be no exchange of energy as well as matter. So that this system is called insulated system. And in this system, adiabatic process is there. In adiabatic process, heat is constant. You remember it? In adiabatic process, heat is constant. Okay, let's take in another topic, thermodynamic properties. These are very important for competitive exams. In thermodynamic properties, okay, we have extensive properties and intensive properties. Extensive properties and intensive properties. So what do you mean by extensive properties? Extensive properties, okay, a substance which, okay, depends on the quantity of the substance. So here this property is depends on the quantity of the substance. Quantity of the substance means here we have the examples volume, mass, okay, change in enthalpy, change in entropy. Here the volume, okay, maybe changes. It depends upon the volume of the substance. The quantity, the, okay, property, it depends upon the, okay, volume of the substance, or quantity of the substance is called, okay, extensive properties. Okay, let's have example for this volume. So in volume, firstly, okay, take a vessel and take a solution in this, give some external heat to this, so it will, evaporation takes place and this solution become vapor. So in initial state, V1 is equal to some 100 milliliters, right? After the evaporation, okay, V2 is equal to 40 milliliters. So here the difference delta P is equal to V2 minus V1. So here initial is 100 and final is 40. So actually 60 milliliters of solution, okay, it is converted and exchanges to surrounding. So here delta V change takes place. Delta V means change in volume takes place. So change in volume takes place means here the initial value and final value are not equal. So here depends on the quantity of the substance. These, okay, these properties are which properties? Value, mass. These properties are depends upon the, okay, depends upon the quantity of the substance. So here the quantity is more, okay, at the V1, and in V2 the quantity is less. So depends upon the quantity, the property changes. That property is called extensive property. You got it, right? After that, intensive properties. In intensive properties, okay, the property which do not, okay, depends on the quantity. So which depends on the nature of the substance. So which do not depends on the quantity, but it depends on the nature of the substance. It is called intensive property. It is called intensive property. So for example, boiling point, melting point, temperature, pressure. Okay, if you take 100 milliliters or, okay, if you take 1000 milliliters of water, but the temperature of boiling point of water is same. Okay, so here that these properties are called intensive properties. Okay, next. So friends, now another important topic is here based on the heat exchange. So during the chemical reactions, so in some reactions heat evolved, in some reactions heat absorbed. Okay, heat evolved or heat absorbed. So based upon the heat exchange, chemical reactions are two kinds or two types. So what are they? Exothermic chemical reaction, and second one is endothermic chemical reaction. So based upon the heat exchange, okay, so the reactions are two types: exothermic reactions and endothermic chemical reactions. So here heat means the heat is in the form of, okay, enthalpy. So enthalpy means here if a system is given external energy, right? So here the changes takes place in internal energy of the system as well as, okay, the system can perform a work. So here that is equal to enthalpy H. So enthalpy H is equal to internal energy of the system and work done by the system. So it is represented as H is equal to E plus W, right? So based upon this only thermodynamic first law is, okay, considered. Then here directly we cannot calculate enthalpy of the system. So here the change of enthalpy can be calculated. So here the change of enthalpy is, okay, denoted as delta H, and it is equal to change in internal energy as well as at constant pressure change in volume. So here now in these chemical reactions, the enthalpy, some of the enthalpies of reactants here, carbon and oxygen, these are the reactants. What are these? Reactants, right? So here the reactants enthalpies are, okay, right, the reactant enthalpies are greater compared to product enthalpies. This one is product. So here remember the reactant enthalpy delta H of reactant is greater than delta H of product. So in this case the reactant's enthalpy or the reactant energy is more and the product energy is less. So what happened here? The excess of energy is liberated in the form of heat. So here in these reactions, heat is evolved. So here the evolved heat is represented as delta H negative. So here delta H value is negative. In which reaction? In exothermic chemical reaction. Okay, the delta H value is negative. Why delta H value is negative? It is because the reactants enthalpies are greater than product enthalpies. So here the excess energy is liberated in the form of heat, right? After that, in endothermic chemical reactions, here the reactant enthalpy. So calcium carbonate is a reactant. So delta H of reactants. Okay, this one calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, these are the products. So here the delta H of product. So here this one delta H of product is greater compared to delta H of reactants. It means calcium carbonate, when excess of heat is given to this calcium carbonate, then only it will be deassociated in calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, so that in this reaction heat is absorbed. So here the reactants enthalpies are less and the product enthalpies are more, so that in this reaction delta H enthalpy is absorbed, so that delta H is positive. So that delta H value is plus 174 kilojoules. Okay, so here based upon the heat exchange, we have exothermic chemical reaction and endothermic chemical reaction. In exothermic, we have carbon plus oxygens are reactant and gives carbon dioxide. This is exothermic chemical reaction. Why? Because delta H value is negative. Whereas in endothermic chemical reaction, in the calcium carbonate is dissociated as calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. It is only possible when we give excess heat to it. So here the delta H value is positive. Okay. So here, thank you for giving this opportunity, and keep watching these videos. We will discuss in another session. This is thermodynamics second phase. Okay. Thank you very much.